Hey guys, welcome back. Now I need to make sure that this is set up. I mean, not set up, properly styled. And while I'm doing that, I might as well style the primary buttons as well, because it's, if we're going to be styling all the buttons at once, might as well do it, because all right. So the global styles does not have the padding for this button in enough detailed settings, so might as well just code it. And that's what I'm going to try to do a lot of times, because I'm used to coding everything, but I will try to use like some useful features of breakdance styling when it presents itself, but otherwise a lot of times I will resort to just writing CSS because that's easier. Now, before we do that, there's this thing called Scout app. Yep, Scout. Oh well, SAS Scout app for set. There we go. Scout app IO. And download this for whatever system you're on, and this will compile SAS for you. Okay. Now I do actually have a SAS course. I don't know if you want to learn SAS as well, then just come to Discord, let me know, and I'll give you a discount. But SAS is very, very useful. It's very useful, and I don't know, it really helps you code full-on websites in a full SAS structure, and that's why whatever website I do, I always use a SAS folder that I customize, and it has everything that I need in it. It's got a lot of files in it, and everything is compiled with the Scout app, this app. All right, so that's what's happening. All right, so I'm gonna load up the whole folder in. Now this, I am so sad that the Atom browser, all right, Atom not browser, text editor, this is being sunset. That's not over here. That's not the right page. Is it just, oh, did they just get rid of that whole page? Is the whole page gone now? Oh my god. Alright, so yeah. They say that it's living on GitHub, which is fine. I mean, it's better that it's there than not. But I use this app, and I really like this app because it's very straightforward and less cluttered than VS, for example, because I'm not a big fan of VS. I've tried it on one full project from start to finish, but I really didn't like it. I'm sure there's a lot of fans for VS, and it is by far the most popular, but I just really can't use. I don't know. Anyways, everything will be done here, and this is how I code things, and I'll come here back and forth whenever I need it, but just know that this will be there, and it will run through Scout, and it will compile, and that will be enqueued through Dropbox. And when it goes through Dropbox, what you get to see is something like this. All right, now this is how I enqueue style sheet, because SAS needs to compile. It becomes a CSS file. Now you can technically just make a CSS file on your Dropbox, and you can just write your code on Dropbox, which I think is better than coming here and saving it every time, because all you need to do is all right, so this is my Dropbox, and all you need to do is just make a folder and make a file. Let's say, for example, this is there we go, and you just make a little file here. Let's see, I can make a file. All right, so this is Sublime. I also use Sublime text editor, and you can make a CSS file like that, and hello, which is funny because it says hello and you're displaying none, but I think it's funny. Here we are. So save that as untitled. Yeah, sure, why not? So for example, let's try this. Okay, so there's untitled now, and you can, if you want to edit, you can just edit here and save it here, and it will sync to Dropbox through Dropbox automatically. Now all you need to do from that point on is get the Dropbox link and swap this out. Now if you put that in there directly, it's not going to work. What you need to do is take away the DL equals 0, take that away. All right, and here we go, Dropbox user content, and this will be direct link. All right, so now that untitled will load on the front end. Okay, so you can edit directly here. Now the CSS that you see me write, there's only a few rules that you'll have to pick up when you start learning Sass. My course teaches everything best I can about a lot of stuff, but here when I'm typing in code, when I'm writing CSS here, it won't be that complicated. I'll go through things real quick and not in too much detail, but at least enough that you can follow along. If you know CSS, it'll make sense. If not, just copy that and just post it wherever you can. I'll go over all the CSS stuff later, but that's how you enqueue the CSS file. Okay, now trusting what Breakdance does actually is helpful. Okay, now that means what you can do is once you've done everything here, all right, then you dequeue it later once you're finished and you want to deploy the website or go live. You dequeue this, don't enqueue it again, and take it out, that is, and then take that CSS file, copy it all into a style sheet in Breakdance. Okay, so here we have no, not here. Where is it? Shit, nope, that's not it. Yeah, here we go. So we can actually add a whole style sheet in here. Okay, so that can be helpful. Now, once I compile everything, it is minified, so it just goes into one line. So I like having things minified. I drop that in here, and I can actually have everything on Breakdance. Like whatever theme you use, like if you use Hello for Elementor, or if you use Divi for Divi, or Beaver theme for Beaver, I don't know. But whatever you use, those themes or page builders, that is, usually have their own custom CSS field on the back end. This is where it is for Breakdance. So after you're finished with this, just drop it in here and dequeue it here, and it should be fine. It should be the same thing. But it's better to write directly in a text editor than expand this and start writing here. Because it's not as well, I don't know, it's not as useful or well tweaked as those popular text editors. Like this is way better. Like I think it is. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. So using Sublime I think is better than using the CSS editor here. I mean, you could, but so I'll just save that just for fun. So we're not going to use hello, all right, but anyways, so that's how that works. All right, so you can do that. You can enqueue all the CSS separately. That's how I do it, and then you can drop it in here if you want, or just leave it here and it will load in the head tag That's how WordPress loads it, and it will work that way. So you can also do that as well. I just do it here because it really doesn't matter, and just leave it for easy access for me. Okay, so I can probably go over some. Oh boy, now I'll think for a second. Okay, I was thinking about what I should do with the style sheet, and what I've decided after sitting here for a few minutes and wondering what I should do, I've decided to just use Sass and just compile it. All right, so this is how you do it. All right, so you can wait. I'll show you. So you just drop a folder directly into the Scout interface, the Scout window, and you put in the input folder, which was the original folder, and then you put in the output folder. You cannot output to the same folder. All right, so you need to make a new folder somewhere else, and I do that all the time. So it's in minified, and it should have had a capital K, but that's fine. Now, as you can see, it says compressed, which is the minified version. You can have nested or expanded. I just use minified because I really don't care. And it's smaller. It's significantly smaller in file size. All right, so you press that and it compiles. Right, you can see that green there, and that means it is working. All right, so I'll leave this somewhere else, anywhere else like that. And once I type here, my Scout app will pick up the changes and it will compile every time I save the file. Okay, all right, so the reason why I've just decided to go full on with this is because, and where's that front end? All right, well, yeah, I don't need that. All right, so all right, I do need to think about that font loading so slow, but okay, now let's get into some more breakdance styling stuff. Should be fun. First of all, things that we need to do is we need to hide the label, and we need to style the contact forms so they will be consistent, right? The whole site will do that. And we need to also style that button to have that underline and to be to lose the padding on the sides. And also we should probably start getting that font sizing to work. All right, now once I compile from this my regular Sass folder, it will have it. All right, let me show you where it is. All right, see, this is what does that. Okay, now what this means is when the screen is larger than 1440, then the font size, the default font size 1 rem will be 20 pixels. And then on smaller, anything that's smaller from 1440 down to 1024, which is, what is it? Mobile devices like iPads and stuff. Turned it on by touching it. But yeah, they will be, so smaller desktops, smaller laptops will have 18 pixels for their default 1 rem, and any mobile devices will go back to the standard 16. Okay, what you need to do is you can just take this actually and you can just drop this into breakdance. All right, so you know what? Yeah, you can do that. You can actually do it in this folder, this file as well. Remember this one? You can do it here as well if you want to, right? It will be minified in my case. So I won't do that yet. I won't drop it in here because, like I said, it will be in the minified CSS file that is compiled, so I don't need to worry about it. But that's how you do that. Okay, so take that and you can use it anywhere you want. And I think it's really cool to have the base rem size change. Okay, now rem is root m, and by the time that this course launches, my free CSS practical CSS course that I have published on YouTube will be live, and you will be able to see it. I'll link somewhere below, and you can go watch the whole 3-part series about units, size units, and what to use for text sizes and stuff. Okay, so yeah, have a look at that. There's a lot of stuff that will help. So have a look at that, and you'll understand what I'm doing here and what one rem is. So hopefully that helps. I should take this out because we don't need that. All right, yeah. Okay, so remember oh yeah, did you see me do that? Do you see that? And then you see that little, oh, you can't. Oh, you can't, right? So see that little blue dot? Yep, that blue dot. Now if I press save, Command S, then you see that goes away, right? And now you can see that we have 2 more instances where it was saved. All right, so that actually applies to that export compiled file, and that's what happens there. Okay, all right, so we are going to edit these guys, and I'll do it here. I'll explain a little bit of Sass, and we can probably get it done. Okay, all right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.